Okay, so today we're not talking coffee. We're talking Oysters. Is Oysters the official pronunciation? Oysters. Jennifer Keefe Domingo with Salty Girl Oysters, and we're talking all about the you're down the road, which is what I would refer to as down the road.
St. Bernard.
Down to St. Bernard, down to Parish. And we're talking oysters, how great they are, how amazing they are. We buy your oysters here at the market, and they're safe and delicious. And,
absolutely.
And I eat them
absolutely
very, very often.
Good.
Several times a week.
Good.
Actually, yeah.
Good. You should eat them daily.
You're going to tell me why right after this. Stick with us. So, Jennifer, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I don't know anything about oysters other than I love to eat them. You know, and I am a raw. I don't know. I'm just a black coffee drinker. I'm a raw oyster person. Like the oyster Rockefellers, like we have now. I'm just saying, I don't know. There's so much.
Nothing like a raw oyster.
There's so much going on in there. So tell me a little bit about. Okay, so what am I eating? What like you're down in. We're buying your oysters here at the market.
Right.
Area 3.
Right.
Right, down.
So you're eating something that we grow from the bottom up, basically.
You grow them?
We grow them.
Okay, so you have to they spawn?
They spawn. So how it starts off with, we have our big luggers that go out with the tons and tons of rocks. And they go to the oyster beds that we have. It's my family. We have quite a bit. Roughly 3,000 acres, something like that. I'm the fourth generation.
Fourth
generation. And my great-great-grandfather originally, he fished oysters by sail. So, I mean, this goes back generations and generations.
See,
you know,
so I grew up in St. Bernard.
Right.
But like all of my parents and my grandparents and that, they all grew up in Bywater.
Okay.
And so sometimes people are like, "Oh, you're from St. Bernard," and I'm like, I feel like I'm a disservice. I'm kind of like
a lot
a
of people did.
Like,
a lot of people grew up in the Bywater that migrated to St. Bernard, and that's how it went.
But that ain't what you're talking about.
No. We're talking about 30 miles from here, which we're in the Bywater right now. So 30 miles from here in Hopedale. That's where I grew up.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was born and raised there on the oyster boat and shrimp boat all my life. I mean, I think that I know my mother was pregnant on the boat with me, and then I was probably in a playpen on the boat. So like years and years and years of just in the industry.
See, I am pumped to have you here right now, and we're going to get back to the oysters in a second. But like, because I've run into so many old-timer guys, like little fishermen's on Parish Road.
Okay,
That they used to, before they opened there in St. Bernard, they were down the road fishing, and they were bringing all the seafood here to St. Roch Market.
Right.
And they were like, "Oh, you're St. Roch Market, it's so cool." Like they were like losing their mind. So like, for you to be bringing that seafood, because we also get your shrimp, which I'm going to try to remember.
Get to that.
You're bringing seafood from down the road into St. Roch Market, like it's been done
for many years.
For 150 years, probably.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's insane.
Yes, it's something I'm proud of. You know, I'm very, very proud of it. You know, I think,
and I feel like when people are like, "Oh, you're from St. Bernard," I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I am," but like, I'm jumping in on you there. Like that's a whole different thing, and it's amazing. It's freaking great.
It is great. It is great. I'm very proud to have my heritage out here in New Orleans.
Yeah.
You know, and it's something that I'm very, very proud of. Always been proud of my heritage. You know, with that, because we just, we go back very many years, and now we also have, I'm the fourth generation, we have a fifth generation, and we have a sixth generation that just for about a year now. And I know he's going to be a little commercial fisherman too. You know what I mean?
How old is he?
He's about 15 months, I think.
Oh, is he?
Almost 16 months, something like that. So, we already have his white shrimp boots and all that stuff. And I had his first fishing pole a long time before he was even born.
That's freaking great. That's so funny.
So anyways, yes, I've enjoyed bringing oysters here. You know, I'm about 30 minutes. I live about 30 minutes away. So I mean, it's very easy. You know, we also have the shrimp boat.
The shrimps and your shrimp, and so we're using their shrimp in all of our new shrimp dishes over at the Oyster Bar. Tiger is, and he. I mean, when I beautiful fresh shrimp like that, to me, I guess I'm a black coffee drinker, and I try to stay away from sugar as much as I can, but those shrimp are sweet.
I believe that the shrimp that I just delivered to you guys were caught that morning.
God.
And you got them that evening.
They're so beautiful. I mean, they're like candy. It's like shrimp candy.
Right.
It's so awesome.
Yes.
Like, and I'm like, I don't want to put them on the cocktail. We got the shrimp cocktail,
the shrimp
of
cocktail,
course, which is great. But I'm like, don't just give me the shrimp. Like, I was just like, they were like, oh my God, they were so awesome.
Yeah, we enjoyed some this week too. They were very, very good, very fresh,
Yeah, oh yeah. All right, so back to the oysters, because oysters are the thing that so you farm them, so it's a whole thing, it's a whole process.
Yeah, it's a whole process. You
don't just go out there and find them.
No, you don't, no. Gone are the days that we would have to just go find them. So we would, we have our own oyster leases, which we bed, and we call it bedding, because we take the rocks out to the oyster lease and we spread them out, and we then the oysters spawn on the rocks. They have to land on a hard surface.
Okay.
So if it was just mush in the ground, there would be nothing. There would be no oysters. So we have to bring them out. It's a growth process, and it's about 2.5 to 3 years for a marketable oyster, depending on what you want. I mean, some people want the little cocktail oysters. That could be about 1.5 years. But the more 3.5, 4, 5 inches is about a 2.5 year process, maybe 3.
2 to 3 years.
Yes.
To build
planning.
to grow one of those.
It's planning
for that oyster to grow.
Yes.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Now I like the big ones.
Yeah.
I'm a big oyster guy.
And a lot of people do. I mean, it's just a preference.
And maybe it's just growing up in St. Bernard. I don't know.
Possibly.
But like when you go other places, because I mean, to taste the different oysters from different places is very interesting.
I find that oyster lovers like the larger oyster rather than the smaller oyster. I think that the smaller, people are just, sometimes it's a consistency thing, like or like a texture.
Yeah, right, right.
So,
it's meatier.
Yeah.
And then, for me, again, me, you, I'm trying to stay away from sugars and carbs
it's
and
organic.
things. And it's a fully when you bring in these oysters to pop in these oysters, it's all protein.
Right.
This is like a very fresh eating off the.
I don't know how much more organic you can get.
Oyster farm to oyster table.
We are truly an
that.
oyster farm to table operation. We try to pull out the best product, freshest. I don't like to sell anything like too old or anything like that. We just try to make sure that our customers have the freshest product possible at all times.
Okay, and I got to talk to you about this too, because I feel like anytime, and I've noticed this even before you and I have been talking, but anytime there's something raw oysters are going to kill you. And I feel like that's such a clickbaity thing because it's a weird object to eat. You know what I mean? It's an odd thing.
Yeah.
Compared to like a hamburger.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so if you want to clickbait stuff, it's like, oh my God, oysters are so terrible. But that's not the case
at all. That is not the case.
So if you could explain to us that oysters are absolutely safe. By evidence that you and I are both here and alive and eating oysters.
So let's go. Okay. So this Vibrio stuff, it is in the water. It is not in the oyster. It is in the water. So you can go to Rabbit Island, you could go to Deer Island, you could go to Cat Island and get cut by a shell in the water and get Vibrio. But yet the oysters always get the blame. And like this last case of all these people, they said they died of, eating oysters and got Vibrio. Well, no, not every one of them did.
Yeah.
No, some of one got cut by a boat trailer. There are all the way cases all the way in Florida of people. I just saw something the other day. Some guy got cut by a rock or something while he was just swimming on the beach.
And got it.
And then The only thing they want to highlight, the news media wants to highlight, is oysters.
Well, it's because oysters gets clicks. Oh my God, oysters! Like,
Right,
because
right.
people like oysters, people know
Right.
about oysters, and it's like,
Right.
oh, it's a clickbaity thing. You know,
I
like,
know,
oh, eating
and
raw
it
oysters
draws
is so.
us crazy
you know.
as oyster fish.
And here, I mean, you know, I've been watching everybody. People get, I mean, the chargrilled, you know, the charbroiled stuff is great.
Right.
You know, the oysters Rockefeller, like, you know, cooked in, you know, oysters are amazing. But like, God, raw oysters are so good.
This is how I feel. So
And people eat sushi.
people eat sushi, it comes out of the water. But anyway, if you have a fear of anything, let's say you, some people have a fear of pork. You know, you go to a restaurant and some people say, how do you want your pork chop cooked?
Oh,
You want
yeah,
it
yeah.
medium, medium,
Super well.
super,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
you know,
Right.
I'm scared to eat pork that's raw, well, or even a little bit raw. Well, same thing with oysters. If you have a fear of that, then don't eat them in August, raw, August or September. Don't do it. I mean, I do.
Right.
But that's your preference if
Right.
you want to do it, you know.
Right.
So don't do it if you're scared, but don't put a black eye on the industry.
Yeah,
you
right,
know,
right.
don't put a black
It's-
eye on the industry. It is like anything else. It is like if you eat some sushi that's raw, you know, just like we said, you know. I
even
mean,
cooked stuff, if it's
Right.
mishandled, you can
you can get sick over chicken that's not cooked. You know,
Right.
you can get it is a food. It is a perishable item.
And what I
You know.
what I say about you know, anytime we start assessing risk like this, we're just not as human beings great at assessing risk. So like, for example, like the most dangerous thing you do and the most dangerous thing you're going to do today is get in the car and drive here.
Right.
That's way more dangerous than eating a raw
Exactly.
oyster. You know,
Exactly.
so like you enjoy your oyster. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Right.
It's fantastic. And this last batch that you brought, because you know, I had some stuff in, and so why when we'll get to the R and the August thing in a second, but the August batch that you brought last, I can tell a big difference between the last batch and this batch.
Well,
this batch more plump, and they're just
Okay.
you
Yeah,
know
they're
what I
becoming
mean?
more
Like, nice.
salty as the.
It's more salty, absolutely.
Yeah,
more
they're
salty.
becoming more salty. They're fattening up. They just went through a spawn where they, you know, we had a spat catch. So when that happens, they get skinny. Like they release, you know, all of their protein and everything, and they just get skinny. Around August, you know, and probably starting in July, August into September. But by the end, you're going to see a difference every time I bring some.
Oh, okay. It's going to get better and better.
Oh,
and
it's just
better.
going to get better and better.
Because this
Yes.
batch was like, oh yeah, okay.
Oh yeah,
these
it's
are
just going to get
oysters.
better and better. You know, I mean, there is no oyster season. We are year round. We're a year round operation. Are they better at certain months than they are in other months? They go through a milky stage around June, where they're about to spat.
And you see, I didn't notice the milky stage until into.
I didn't really notice a whole lot of milky stage this
No.
year either. So I don't know, but
But
because
they were flatter in August.
they were skinny, yeah, they were
Yeah,
skinny,
yeah.
and that's generally about the time that they get skinny,
Right,
You know,
right.
so anyway.
But now this last batch,
Oh, they're just going to get better and better. You know, so let's get to that. We have refrigeration on our boats. April 1st, I believe it is, or maybe April to November 1st. So, you know, during the hot stages of the year, they are refrigerated. There's a paper trail for everything.
Yeah, we got to keep the little things.
Right. Wildlife and fisheries, they need to be refrigerated every hour. You know, so I mean,
They've got a tag on every sack.
Right.
And it's got all that information.
And we go through great measures to make sure that all of this, Board of Health is on us.
That is way more.
Yeah, that's way more than it used to be.
But it's way more strict than any other food product I've dealt with.
Right. So, you know, we have to keep track of all of this, the whole year, basically. We have to also keep track through paperwork, you know, throughout the whole year, but more so during those months because of the heat, you know, and they have to go in a cool every hour. And the wildlife and fisheries out there on the boats checking them constantly, all day long.
Yeah,
I mean, my husband says that he gets checked like once a week or something like that.
Yeah, look, it's.
You know.
In learning this, I was fine with it. I was eating them. I'm like, listen,
Yeah, right.
if I die from a damn raw oyster,
I don't want to go any other way.
So be it. Right. So
Right.
be it. You know. And when I'm trying to eat well, this is protein.
It is
This
protein,
is
and
raw.
it's
This is,
you
this
know,
is the,
even if you eat it in
the nutrients in,
right.
in those thing, that thing must be out of sight, huh? I mean,
Yeah, it is. And even if you ate it grilled with the butter and the garlic and everything, I for one say that it's still less calories than like a
you
a
don't
greasy
bread.
hamburger. Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Carbs,
We don't do
like
a fried
that.
oyster pool boy, so I can say, don't eat the bread. We don't do it. We don't do it here. But actually, I am not. You were laughing about that. And quick aside, I don't really like fried oysters.
No?
I don't like fried oysters.
No.
I don't know why.
I love fried oyster. I like oyster.
Yeah.
There's no other. There's
Yeah, I don't know
nothing you
why
could
I
do
can't.
wrong to an oyster.
I want them raw. They're just it's so intricate. It's so interesting.
Yeah, right.
And your shrimp, we're serving great, fresh, local seafood here at St. Roch Market. As St. Roch Market has always done, it's important to me to honor that.
Yeah.
And I am so happy to have your product here, and we're doing the dollar oysters happy hour. Dollar oyster happy hour. Weekdays, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5. So 3 to 5, dollar oysters. Come try one for a buck. If you haven't had a raw oyster, if you're feeling adventurous,
yes.
it's not really that adventurous. It's just, it's a delicacy. It's absolutely
It is.
wonderful.
It's absolutely a delicacy, and it's something that people don't realize, that people around the world really. I mean, I always see pictures of people going out of town eating oysters, and it's just such a delicacy.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's great. And our oysters, and like I said, I do get oysters from different places because you can taste the water in the different places
right.
from the oyster. It's really cool.
you can. Mm-hmm.
But nothing beats a down the road oyster.
No, nothing. And a lot of Hopedale, Louisiana produces the majority of oysters that are around Louisiana. You would be amazed at the amount of oysters Hopedale, Louisiana produces. I mean, they come out of Hopedale, in areas, mostly in Area 3, and we've broken it up to area, not we, but Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries broke it up into A, B, and C.
Oh, okay, so you got 3 A, B, and C. 3
A, B, and C, because Area 3 was so large, and so they had broken it up. But I mean, a lot of them, Area 3 Louisiana oysters are very, very popular.
Now, old Coffee with Kevin, I used to always ask, where'd you go to high school?
St. Bernard High.
St. Bernard High.
Yes, St. Bernard High. Nice. And I went to Sebastian Roy School, the round school.
St. Bernard High still there?
They're St. Bernard Middle.
St. Bernard Middle, right?
Yes.
It's in the middle, right?
They're middle.
Right.
And I went to the round school.
Good. To the round school?
To the round school.
Oh, the round school. Man, I haven't heard the round school in a long time. Yeah.
Sebastian Roy.
Yeah, I went. I'll never. The only time I've ever been to. This is my St. Bernard story. The only time I've ever been to the round school, I was delivering a wedding cake there. I used to work at Good Children's Bakery in Violet, and we went down, and boy, that was wild. I'm like, this place is cool. It's a round. There's a reason why it's called the round school.
Yeah, it is. It was so special. It was really. I could have cried when they demolished it. I mean, I think they really could have utilized that building a lot better than to just.
It was a bunker.
Crush it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bunker.
They just could have done something really well with it, but.
And so that's. And then, what coffee are you drinking here?
I am drinking.
I'll tell you that
vanilla latte.
The ginger latte.
Yes, I am. Yes, I did agree with that.
So Zach's back there training some new employees, and he was like, "Oh, I'm making a ginger latte."
Yeah, right.
And like,
yeah.
But the ginger's got that spicy.
But I like it. I really do. I really do.
Make our own. We make the ginger.
And I wanted to be surprised, and I was.
And you said, "Give me a surprise." Like,
we're
making it. No, it's great. It's because it's a dusty cocoa coffee.
Right.
For the espresso.
Okay.
And then instead of I don't really like coffee and chocolate, because they're too close together.
Yeah,
they're cocoa. It's,
Well, you like black coffee, so.
and I like black coffee. I want coffee, and look, I love chocolate. I love chocolate, and I love coffee. I just don't want them together.
Right.
But ginger, so we've got the dusty cocoa of the coffee, and then the ginger plays that bright, sharp. It's like playing a chord. You want to play different notes far away from each other. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Very good.
It's really cool.
Very good.
Yeah. Cheers to you.